So I've been practicing wild surrender, and what that means is this complete allowance of what is to transpire, instead of always trying to navigate it in the direction of my pleasure and what I think is peaceful and what I think is the least resistance by me. And in this wild surrender, I've been noticing that, one, it is actually a lot more peaceful, and it's also not necessarily in the direction of what I thought would be best. I have a lot of opinions of what I think would be best, but the universe doesn't really care in that realm. But what I did notice is that there have been signs all along. It's just that if it's not like this magical, amazing, what you want experience, you're not really going to pay attention to it, because it's not, it feels like it's not 100% of your choosing. So recently I've just been like 100% letting go. And I don't like to use the word letting go because I feel like it's overused, and it also feels like it's as if it's really under my control, and it's not, but it's more about surrendering it. So it's like a choosing of allowing it to release itself. And in this release has come really a beautiful epiphany, not even just epiphanies, beautiful orchestrated moments and symphony. That's what I'm trying to say. So like this very symbiotic dance of all these other elements, and as if it were to be composed by the greater universe. Again, it's not necessarily the script I would have written for myself, but on a higher level, it is. So I guess what I'm saying is, what if we were to just practice, just like maybe just one day, and then maybe let that lead into another day, of as if everything was showing up for us and our highest good all the time. That doesn't look rosy. That looks like just wild acceptance. So let me give you an example. I desperately want to go home to Alaska, back to Alaska, but everything here in Florida has been like showing up in spades, and I'm really ready to go home, but it's not that either place is keeping me away or here. It's that the alignment is just necessary for being here and at this very moment. And so I was actually ended up being grounded here, meaning I was supposed to be back home by this point, and I wasn't. And so here I am trying to make the best of it and be okay with it, yada, yada, yada. But deep down, I'm not. But then part of me just decided to give up. I'm so tired of fighting. I'm so tired of resisting, and and also what that says about me in not even what other people say, but like how that looks different, in the eyes of me and what I feel naturally and soulfully. I never saw myself as like a flatlander or somebody always by the water at the beach, even though it's extremely moving for me and healing for me. I'm a super fire sign. Mountains to me, the cold weather, that's my jam. That's where I am fed and so forth. And I've lived for almost 30 years that way. But somehow it always feels like it's not enough, and especially when I felt robbed essentially from having that experience, anything else, no matter how amazingly beautiful it is, it always seems not enough. So I decided to just give up that Vanessa personality and just like surrender. And then things really started to unfold for me. My kids' whole entire schooling started to really work out, which was really, really hard, of homeschooling and so forth. That was a big one. I ended up really working with Spark of Divine, and they've been like so incredibly amazing, and I've been able to really do my job and continually do my job. We're actually in the process of moving stuff that we had in storage from our first move from Colorado, and now we're moving it here, and that's like a big deal. This no longer becomes a pause or a vacation. This is part of our home life in Florida. And then also, oddly enough, there was also this very magical thing that happened with in Haines, Alaska. And even though I wasn't physically there yet, things started to happen as if I were, as if it were important that my presence will be there and will be felt. And it was almost a preparation for me of my arrival. And that felt really special. It's still slow going and not as quick, but that's Alaska. You want that. This is what I live for. I love that. So I guess the message, really what I came here to share, is that if we go and just take like a day or so and just, instead of fighting everything of what, because we're always fighting against what we want. We always are trying to be like, oh, just, I want this so bad, or like trying to manifest, or blah, blah, blah. It's like almost a step above or into gratitude. I should say step into gratitude. So it's not just like, I love my family. I love that I could do this. That's some of it. It's more about being thankful as if. So let's say if it's a job, it's saying, I'm so grateful I'm getting support. I really needed support. Even if you're not getting support at all. But it's acknowledging it before it happens. And don't get super specific. So it's not like, oh, I'm so grateful I got a new job. That's like, you're a little bit too much, we're too much into the future of wanting. It's more of, I'm so grateful that there's space that I feel I can breathe right now. Even if you're just making it for yourself. So welcome it all. Welcome when the people are like nasty and mean and you're just like, ah! Thank them. You know, be grateful for even them. They're helping you challenge your beliefs. Thinking that you're not enough, thinking you have to protect yourself, thinking you have to do something. They're literally our messengers. Just spend a day in that thankfulness of everything.